Little disclaimer, I had the sound of the game really loud for part of it because I'm an idiot. And also, I'm like terrible at talking, so expect that throughout this whole thing. Anyways, enjoy this stupid thing I made. Day 1000, let's go! Yo, alright. What's up? So, I have just hit 1,000 days, and I thought it'd be a pretty cool thing to basically give a little tour of my world. Now, it's not the craziest thing compared to other people, but it's something I'm pretty proud of, and kind of just want to make something that I can like look back on. Maybe when I like hit 2,000 or maybe even more, if I ever do that one day. So, I guess I might as well just start right here, because this is the first thing I ever built in the world. It's an alright house. I basically just like needed to get through a few days with it, and I got the job done. If you go inside, there's not really anything here. Like, you have a storage system up here, a couple chests, and stuff like that, but I basically just built this on the first day, just to keep myself from dying. And along with that, I also did I threw together this little farm right here, and some animal things, which got me some stuff that I needed. Basically just like anything you'll see in any world. Like, I never use this thing I never use either of these anymore, but they were very important in the beginning. Like, I got cows in here, and I got a bunch of black sheep in here. Now, I do want this world tour to be mostly uncut, because, yeah, but, I don't know, I'm just yapping. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what I did after that. I'm pretty sure I just moved on to the main house, which got me through a lot of it. So basically, I just like threw this thing together with iron tools. It took a good amount of time too, because only working with like iron tools and that type of stuff, it does not go fast at all. Now, this also, I low-key don't really like this house that much. I think it's got like a weird shape to it, but like I feel like I could have done so much more with it, but it works. I think it still looks nice, but could have been so much better. Anyway, I guess I can just go inside of it. Got a pretty basic look right here. Okay, I can. The villagers are like stupidly loud. This is where I spent most of my time at the beginning of the world. There used to be a door here, but I guess a zombie broke it. Speaking of which, I guess there was one up here too. I don't know why. I guess zombies just keep getting them. But yeah, this is where my storage was down here, furnaces, all this type of stuff. And got a little kitchen here, a little room under the staircase, which I never did anything with. Yeah. I feel like my desktop audio might be a little loud. I'm gonna turn that down a bit. Alright, yeah. So this, I low-key had no idea what to do with this room, so I kind of just threw a big old carpet into it. And now we have my bedroom, which I absolutely hate, and I think it's really ugly. Because I'm terrible with interiors. I also made this like over a year ago, so yeah, I guess I've just gotten better since then. And my house has kind of become overrun with villagers, which you'll see in a second. Like, if we go up here, I don't know how all these guys got in here, but I kind of just let them stay here, because why not? You might notice the cakes on the ground. I decided I wanted to make this a cake room, because I thought that'd be cool. Because that was something I did back when I was like 6 years old or something on my mom's phone. I built a like a big old tower and then put cake all at the top of it, which kind of just wanted to like do something similar to that. Anyway, if we go out here, we have a little balcony. Yeah. And then, yeah, okay, there's more villagers up here, apparently. And an idiot. Oh. Alright, nice. Anyway, let's move on. My FPS is terrible right now for some reason. Probably need to sleep or something. It's probably the rain. Anyway, moving on. I built this little, I think it's like a... It's basically just like a little restaurant with my brewing stands in it, which... I really like the interior for this. I feel like I did really good with it, even though it's really simple. But it gets the job done. You also have a little balcony, which I really like. Over here you have some... This is where my mine was, which I have not touched in probably since like 300 days or something, because this thing basically became useless to me. We have a little smelter, which I also have not used in a while. A little cobblestone farm. Got me a good amount of use back at the beginning of the world, and this used to be a cow farm, but ever since I moved to golden carrots, I just don't use that anymore. There's still some raw beef in there. Now, trying to think of what I would have made next. I guess the next thing would have been the villager breeder, which we have here. It's pretty basic. You just have them breed in the top of there, and then they fall down. And I kind of just let them build up in here. And every so often, if it ever gets like really crowded, I'll like let all them out and just let them run around, which I think is really funny. I kind of like having my area just completely populated with these dudes. It's like, I used to play on like a bunch of multiplayer servers with some buddies of mine, and that's something we would always do. If the breeder like ever got clogged up or something, we would just let them all out. And it'd always be, it always like added like a kind of life to it, I guess, which I like. So over here in the corner, I have it so you can get the villagers. You just bring them and put them down here, and then you basically just take a minecart, which I don't have one, and send them off this way, and I'll go show you where that goes to. So all the way underground, it leads up to here, which this is my villager hall. I didn't decorate it because I'm lazy and stupid, but I didn't really care to. I guess after I do this, I low-key do want to redecorate it, or just do something with it. But yeah, I just never that. But yeah, they would come all the way up here and stop right here, and then I press the button, send them along to the zombie, which will zombify them. Then I can put them right here to cure them, or just put them right in their spot, and then it sends them off to whichever slot I want to put them in. It's like these are all the dudes I have. I do also have, or I had some down here. I guess I still got a cartographer, which I completely forgot about. But yeah, there used to be a bunch of masons down here, which I ended up moving them. I primarily trade iron to get emeralds, which is why there's some of that in there. Next up, alright, I guess I'll just go around and show off any random thing that I have. Which, I guess the first thing would be this sheep farm, which I typically like to make early on in anything, because then I can use the blocks to like decorate things and just like make things look a little nicer. which right now they, I think I had to like dye all in one color or something. But yeah, I have like a shulker or two of each color, which I can just use whenever I want in my storage. And so, something I do want to go over real quick is this is like the last early on farm that I have is the iron farm. It's just a 4-chamber farm, which is not the most efficient, but it gets the job done. It's like I don't think I've only run out a couple times just because I was like making beacons or something, but this has lasted me the entire time and it's always been completely reliable. I do want to build like a much bigger one later on just because I think it'd be cool to have, but I don't have that right now. Anyway, yeah, so let's go back over here. I don't want to do the nether right now. I guess we can just keep on going here. Right here, this like stupidly bright thing is just a cactus farm. I don't need a cactus farm, but I saw this like big open plot right here, and I just thought it looked kind of empty, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll put a cactus farm here. And now I have all this. It's so dark in here. Whatever. Yeah, I'm never gonna run out of this stuff. Low-key probably the most useless farm in the game, but you know. And right here, you can see where I used some of the wool, but there is. Okay, we got phantoms. Hold on a second. Shit. Yeah. Alright, anyway, this is a sugarcane farm. It's also really small. It probably has a 612. I get 48 sugarcane growing at a time, which doesn't get me much, but it gets me all I need. Like, I have all this left over for rockets, if I need it. And right next to it, we have a pretty basic mob farm. It's a really basic design. I did modify it a bit to, because instead of having a giant-ass roof over it to cover it up, I basically just, like, lava casted over it to put all the cobblestone down, which low-key I think it is so much easier than building a roof, and I don't know why other people don't do it. But yeah, this is completely dark in here and has gotten me all the rockets and bones that I've ever needed throughout the world. I don't know if there's anything in here. These are low-key glowing. But yeah. Now the next thing I guess I could go over is, okay, this is my favorite farm that I have in the world, by a good amount too, I can't lie. This is the wood farm, which, if you go into here, you have this, and basically you can just come up here, and you have to stand right here to use it. So what you do is, you have your bone meal in your main hand and your sapling in your offhand, and you basically just hold right click down right here, and if I turn it on, it'll start producing TNT, or duping it. So it basically just gets me like a really good amount of everything. And I have a little storage system right here to hold basically all my different saplings that I do farm stuff. You get a stupid amount of cherry saplings when you do this, just because there are so many of these. But yeah, this is just a farm that everyone should have. I do later on want to make a 2x2 tree farm like the dark oak and the pale oak, because I don't have a good source of those, even though they're like really easy to get large amounts of with TNT. I still want to have a farm for them. Same with mangrove. I need that too. And I ended up putting a giant building around it just because I thought it would look cool. And I was right, because I feel like just having as many buildings as possible, like around your base, makes it look so much like better. Because I feel like worlds, in my opinion, quantity is more important than quality. Because like I could have spent all this time decorating a ridiculous amount to a few small buildings, or not even small, like some good sized buildings around here, but it would only take up like a few chunks of space. Here, I didn't worry too much about that, and I basically have it spread out all around here, which I think looks so much more full, and is part of the reason I've been able to keep the world going for so long. Oh yeah, this building here, I really like it for some reason. It just feels so open, and I also have like a giant dome thing on the top, which is cool. Is there any much more to say about that? You have the bone meal here. You just turn it on, and it drops it down, too. Yeah, that's about it for that, low-key. Now, right here, I have not put a building around this yet. This is a cobblestone farm, which I designed it myself, which is why it looks so stupid and bulky. But it's also really inefficient compared to other farms. But I like it. I do really like designing my own farms in the game. Because I just feel like it's more rewarding than just straight up watching a YouTube video or a tutorial on how to make something. Oh shit. Okay, we're good. But yeah, we can just let that run for a good amount of time and it gets me all the cobblestone I need. Right here, which you can see is my forest root plant. I don't know why I had it. I just thought it'd be really cool to have it grown up all the way up here. And like every so often, I'll just go to the top of it and just replace the flowers to keep it growing. Just like this. I guess I can do it right now. Basically, I try not to do the ones on the top just to keep it more even around the top. And also, if they're all like clumped up like this, I like place them out to the side so they have more room to grow. It's a little hard to do. Alright. And then let's do this one. And this one. That should be good for now. I want to do this one in the middle. Nice. So, I guess I could go over the roads. I feel like no matter what, everyone should have pathways to whatever they have in their world, even if it's like a really far. I cannot speak. Even if it's like their buildings are really far away, they should still always have paths to them because it makes everything feel connected. Make the world all feel like one thing, I guess. I am currently forgetting how to speak, but that's just how I am. Yeah, make roads. That's all I'm going to say about that. Alright, this... I guess I can go over the tower. This tower right here, it is the ugliest thing I have ever made, but I like having it. So I don't know why. I feel like this is a good example of why quantity is more important than quality to me, because it's terrible. It looks stupid and weird, but I feel like it just adds character to the world, because it used to be something. I used to have It used to be like an elytra launcher, where what you do is you would like jump down here, and there would be a bajillion boats sitting right there. And if you were flying, it would like launch you really far, but it ended up lagging out my world. And I just wanted to get the extra frames, so I ended up removing all that, and now I just have this ugly building. But yeah, I still like it. Along with the roads, you should also like plant like trees and grass around it, because it'll make it feel more alive. It's good to have a lot of foliage to make things look better. It's just a very easy building tip you can remember. Right here, this is where I used to get all my redstone. It's like you go in here, I have a bunch of clerics in here. They're not maxed out. I'm sure one of these guys is. Maybe not. This one's expert. But yeah, I basically just go up here and then trade redstone to each of them and get everything I need. It's another thing I just don't use anymore, but I like having it. Right here, jungle tree. I like it. Alright, so these, I kind of just threw these here because I thought they'd look nice. Whenever someone's making a world, it's really important to fill up empty space with just random things. Like, it doesn't have to be a building, it can be like the foliage, for example, here. Just as long as it's not flat grass or just something ugly looking, then it's totally good. Yeah, right here, the big old jukebox. What is this guy doing? Basically, this is where I keep all my discs. And I thought it'd be cool to make a tier list of each of them. Okay, that guy was pissing me off. Anyway, this is what I think the correct tier list for each of the discs are. And if you don't agree, then you're wrong. Fight me, I guess. Your opinion is wrong. But yeah. Ward is easily the best, and out of the actual music ones, this trial chamber one is the worst, easily. Yeah, of course excluding 13. You might notice I have 11 above it, just because I gotta give props to this one, because this is the only music disc in the game to actually like genuinely scare me as a child. Like, I remember I was so scared when I was watching this for some reason. It like gave me nightmares, but I was a young lad back then, so it's understandable. Anyway, yeah, this is also like one of my favorite things I've ever done. I am missing 2 discs though, that being other side and 5. I don't know if there's another one that I'm forgetting, but that's what I need. Anyway, moving on. Over here this is just a little fishing hut I threw together. I just thought I needed a fishing hut because I wanted to get a maxed out fishing rod just to have it, so I threw this building here. The interior, I don't care too much about that. I thought I'd make it more look kind of like a convenience store or some kind of store that like a bait store or something. So there's not too much going on in here, but down here I really like this dock I made, because you can like walk down here, you have your fishing rod, and you can like go here and yeah, fish. We'll see what I get. Oh, I am terrible. I accidentally scrolled. Nice. Alright, anyway, what do I want to go to next? I think before I start heading this way, I want to go to the castle, because there are like 4 builds in this world that I like actually spent a very large amount of time on that took me many hours to build that, and those are the castle and including the inside of it, the nether hub, this kind of like city-esque, this like city building I made off that way, which I like, and the other one is it's down there somewhere. I'll get to it later. It's like a farm. But yeah, this, I need more rockets. Should probably go over my layout for my ender chest soon, but whatever. This is the castle. It doesn't look too insane. I more made it for what's inside of it, but basically you have an entrance in here, which this is my storage system. And I ended up making a giant item sorter for it, which is really cool. I have a little room back here. Did not do anything with it though. And I basically stored like everything that I think I might need. Excuse me. So like how this works, it's a pretty basic design for the actual sorter. I like the decoration. I made it myself. Even though it is just like 6 blocks wide, copy and pasted like 50 times, 40 times. But I'm still proud of it. It took a while. Now over here, basically what you do is you just put the items in here, and it automatically sorts them. And what happens with them, I guess I can just break inside, is they'll, can I like, yeah, let me get something. Is they'll get shot up here into the top, and then into the item sorter. And then it goes all the way around, and when it gets back here, it ends up in these chests right here, which these are the overflow chests. And so all these stuff, there's a good amount of stuff that gets sorted. Like I didn't make an item sorter for literally every item. That would take way too long. So all these like random items, I'll just like take them, and I basically have a regular storage system right here for these things. I probably need to make one for glass panes, but there's a lot of like random things that I forgot to make sorters for, like bone meal is one. I have a stupid amount of coal somehow. I genuinely don't know where I got this from, but yeah. I also have a pile of shulker boxes here. Yeah, I guess this could be a good time to go over what I do, like my inventory layout and my shulker boxes, my ender chest layout. So basically, I'm just going to go through this pretty quickly. We got my rockets, extra totems, food, torches, dirt, wood. This one, I low-key just keep it in here to make myself look rich. Because like people will see all the diamonds and be like, whoa, you're so rich, dude. What the heck? And then, yeah, they like that. We got lava, emeralds. These 4 blue ones I use for collecting items for farms. So like I'll collect the items in here and then, yeah, use them for the farms. This one, there's a flower farm in here which I've had for a long time. I just never built it. Which I do intend on making flower farms pretty soon, actually. But I Loki said that a long time ago too, so Loki just might never happen. And these black ones here, they're just random stuff. Whenever I'm working on like a big build and stuff, I get a lot of like just junk build up in my inventory, so I can just throw them in here. And then what I can do with that is I can like take them all out, line them up here, throw every single item on the ground, and then just stand on top of here and like click every single one of them really quickly. And very easily sort everything. It's so convenient. But yeah, for the inventory, of course I have an extra totem, because every hardcore player should have that. Something I don't see a lot of people do, or enough people do, is have an extra elytra and rockets, because I've seen a good amount of like long-term hardcore worlds, and from someone's elytra like breaking over the void or them running out of rockets, which is not something I want to do, so I always keep these on me. I almost never touch this stack of rockets. Only in case I like actually really need to, but yeah. I keep my tools in this like 4x or this 2x2 little thing where if I ever need something I can just like switch them out like that and it works. Food, rockets, all these other things. I have like half a stack of god apples. And this is my I call this my toolbox because I basically just have like every like random thing that I might need to use occasionally. Like I need to use this hoe a good amount of times. I got extra wood, some obsidian. If I need to smelt something, a stone cutter, TNT, bed, just all this stuff. I have this name tag here in case I find like a really rare mob, because one time early on in the world I found a skeleton on a spider in full iron armor, and I was like, wait, that looks kind of rare, I should keep it. But then I ended up putting him in a hole, and then he despawned because I didn't have anything to keep him from despawning. I might just be stupid though. I also have this diamond horse armor and saddle because I found a zombie horse and it ended up despawning too, which is a shame. Yeah, all these things, these are just like things I need to use often, so I keep them on me. This room is empty. Okay, so something about the castle is, I did make it a while ago. It was my first like big build that I did, and I only cared about the inside. I basically left the outside completely unfinished for probably like 500 days or so. But I did end up doing it, which is good. And the reason I'm saying that is back, because like I said that I do those multiplayer servers with my with some buddies of mine, which I can't lie, it's been kind of harder to do that because they have gotten like really critical of builds for some reason. And that, because like you can like put like a normal amount of effort on like a build or something, and they'll just be like, oh shoot, this is ugly, I don't like it. Which is why I was like, alright, then I just won't play. I'll just like do my own world. And then after like getting this like world actually going really well, I ended up like giving a tour to one of them, and he was like, wait, shit, you're right. That's stupid. That is annoying when people do that. Which, it wasn't even the one I'm talking about who was doing it the most, but he did a little bit. And like another thing is like, sometimes I'll just like start a project and just like take a good like long break on it. I accidentally hit my DPI button. Shoot. Cause like there was this one time I made like a giant hotel on one of the servers, and I got the outside done, and I just did not care to work on the inside for a little bit. I wanted a break from it, and every single time I got on, they would always yell, get back to work on it, get back to work on it. And I just always thought that was kind of annoying that they would do that. And I think this is a good example that I do eventually get back to it, and if you just like shut the hell up, then I will get things done. So yeah, moral of the story is don't be an annoying prick, and you're good. So yeah, that's big build number one. I also have some skeleton horse here, which I need to do something with. I kind of just let them accumulate here. I have like one or two other spawns somewhere out there that I just haven't gotten. I also have this happy gas here, which I have not used once, but they had just came out, and I was like, oh cool, I want one. But anyway, I guess I'm gonna go up here, because right here, I built two, like, viewing platforms in my world. Shit. We have the one right here, and then there's another one right there. basically, I guess I can get a thumbnail right now. If we go like 65 FOV, and then right there, let's go a little higher. You get like a good view of the entire world. Okay, I'm not going to take the picture right now. I'm going to wait until it stops raining. But yeah, I just think this looks really cool because you get a good view of basically everything in here. Yeah, the other one, I don't use it as much because there's not much going on behind the mountain. There's a couple things. You can kind of see something in the fog right there, but I just have that for when it gets bigger. Now, something else that is really cool about this platform is it's like basically a trident farm. It's like maybe like 75% of the time I come up here and like sit here for a little bit, there's typically one like trident guy that spawns beneath me because I'm at like the perfect height. Like, I'm gonna jump down and see if I got one. I low-key need to turn off shaders for this because you cannot see in the water at all. Did I get one? I did get one. 85. Are there any other ones? Yeah, let's just go get this guy. And I did not get one. I literally got one like 45 minutes ago or something before I started the recording. But yeah, that's just something really nice about this. Anyway, I guess I can show. There are some interesting things in my storage I could go over, like if you want to look at how I like to sort my stuff, typically, this is it. I guess the only interesting things here would be the valuables chest I got. This is where my tridents come from. The ones with full durability, I got those from trial chambers, it's called. See, I got 4 of these. I also have a stack of deep slate coal ore, which is apparently really rare. I guess the only other things to go over, we got a bunch of shirts. You have all these trims. I was trying to get all the trims, or I want to get all the trims at some point in this world, but I just haven't gone to a deep dark at all for some reason, because I'm like slow. But yeah, I just wanted to show that for some reason. Oops. Alright, what's next? Wait. I lied, there aren't 4 big projects that I have on the server. I completely forgot about the diamond beacon somehow. This thing, this is something I'm pretty proud of. This thing is completely solid too, which took a good amount of time. I'll get to how this thing was made in a little bit, but just know that this thing is sick. I guess I'll go on to it right now, after I turn shaders back on. So if you go over here, there is a hole in the ground right here, which if we jump down, let's try not to die. Why are there shulkers down here? I need to sort these. Anyway, there is this big, giant cave down here, which I made with a tunnel bore. And this is where I got all the diamonds for it. Yeah, this thing's pretty long. It might take a little bit to get there. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so basically, this is probably, I wouldn't call this a farm, but this is my favorite thing, like, to make in Worlds ever. Like I just love tunnel bores so much, or like world eaters or anything like that. But like basically how it works is you stand in the middle here and it throws all the TNT out. And you basically just look around, see if you got any diamonds. I typically do it without shaders because it doesn't have this like fog or anything. There is an idiot. Yeah, if you don't see any, you just move on and do it again. Anything? Now the the design for it typically has the button like all the way on the side over there, but if you have it over there, you have to like walk all the way across and like see if there's anything down there, which is low-key really slow. So I ended up modifying it to where it has it in the middle, so you don't have to run back and forth. And it makes it getting the diamonds a lot faster. Like you can get a full diamond beacon in only like a couple hours if you do it this way. So yeah, that's always really fun to do. It didn't take too long to get the full beacon. Yeah, another thing that's important is if gravel ever falls in front of it, you have to break it. Otherwise it'll break the machine. It's same with lava, it can ignite the TNT. Is that a creeper? I don't know. Okay, there's a lot of things you have to like be careful of when using this. And the final thing, you're also supposed to light the entire area up with torches. Otherwise mob will spawn, creepers will blow up and destroy it, which is not good. But yeah. Another thing with having the thing in the middle though is, and not like running back and forth, is there are on occasions you'll just like miss diamonds like up in the roof. Did I just see one? No, that's gold. But there have been a few occasions where I just like am flying back and I can like see it poking out through the top. Like I ended up missing a 9 vein once because of that. Yeah. Dude, I need water. I've been talking for so long. Anyway, moving on. Low key, real quick. I'm gonna min my elytra real quick just with the villagers because it's like halfway down. It'll be quick. I wonder how fast does it do this? That's pretty fast. Let's get the shovel too, I guess. Alright, that's cool. Oh. Alright, nice. So, okay, I need to sleep. Alright, yeah. I don't know if I said this, but I intend to put a building here or some kind of like mining related thing that'll get you down there, but it's just another one of those things that I say I'll do and then probably take like a few months to actually start it. But anyway, these 3 buildings right here, I'll go over. This was the first one I made. It's just a little brick building, pretty simple design. We go in here. I remember, I think I like picked a random number generator to figure out what color I should make the floor, and this building, the interior is ugly as hell, but I don't care. I think it's funny. I think it gives a character. But if you go back here, there's this way to the back. Why is my feet here? And back here, we have a super smelter. And this has gotten me literally every smelted object I have needed to ever since I made it. Now, it's not a perfect design, because, like, with how it works, you get more items at the end, which uses more coal, and specifically that one. Which I can fix it, I just have to move everything that way once with how this works. But basically, I just put the items I'm going to smelt in here, and then I put the fuel in here, and then I send these off to go, and then it fills all them up. And once it's done, it'll all flex in here. It's a really simple design. Now, second building I made was this thing. I low-key don't remember my intent with this. I think it was I wanted to make a to-do list, which I still have. Yeah, I have that there, but I ended up giving it like kind of this split design with like two separate buildings. Like, and this one has gone completely unused ever since I made it. But it's still nice to have. I did find a zombie horse, which I put up here. This thing is not too terrible, but not the best. I think it's really cool that they added these to the game, finally. Even if the update was so pointless. And that's like a whole other thing on its own. I low-key hate how the updates have been going lately. Like the new system with the drops, it low-key just pisses me off. I could go into a whole tangent about that, which I might later, but not right now. Now this right here, it may just look like a cobblestone box, because it is a cobblestone box, but back in the day, in like early middle school, late elementary, I used to play on this Skyblock server called MC Origins, which used to be fairly popular, maybe. And what I would do in there is I would build like a giant like cobblestone building, and then I would fill it up with banners, and I would like sell it to people across the server. I would like type in chat like /TPA to me for a banner shop, and then you would have them all like lined up here, and then I would have like signs across the bottom with the prices of them. You see, I don't have a single one here, but that's just because this is like the newest building here, basically, and I didn't have time to do any of that. Yeah, that is something I'm definitely going to get to when I finish this. Ooh, the octagon. So I was looking at this, and this is another thing about just filling up space. I saw this and I was like, this looks kind of empty. I'll put an octagon there, and we have an octagon. You can fly through it and even catch fire, which is pretty fun. Anyway, moving on. That might be everything before I go into the nether. I want to do a quick check real quick. Oh wait, no, I want to do the, someone's calling me real quick, hold on. What's up, bro?
Did you get food?
Did I get food? Yeah, I've had dinner.
Like, can we go get food?
Oh, maybe later, maybe like 11:30.
Actually?
Yeah, I'll be down. I'll get a little snack.
Where are you thinking?
Maybe, the only things that'll be open are like Wendy's and Waffle House.
Yeah, I don't really want Wendy's or Waffle House.
Well, then what the hell is Taco Bell open? Then?
We could probably do Taco Bell.
If it's
Maybe.
Here, check if it's open, and if you have anything else comes to mind, then let me know.
Alright, I will. I'll see you.
Alright, call me later. See ya. Alright, looks like I'm getting food. Anyway, since I had the wool farm, I was like, you know what? I'll build a big old statue of myself. And I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty basic thing to do, but I just thought my world should have it. Because I wanted to put something on top of the mountain, and I didn't know what else to do. So I threw that together. I did make it, so you can go inside of it. And we got a bubble elevator up here that goes up and down. And I made it so the glasses are tinted glass, so you can see through it. You can see everything. It is kind of hard to see though, so I also made this at the top. You can like, yeah, it looks real. Cool and shit, yeah. Oh yeah, this is my skin. I don't know if I showed that. It's pretty cool. This is my, this is a cape I have, which I use. I low-key spent like $60 buying it, but... Can I even say that? Is that allowed on... Does Mojang let you sell cape codes? I don't know. But yeah, I have this cape. Okay, next up... oh, yeah. We can go on to this. So this would be the third thing, the third project that I spent a really long time on in this world. So basically, you can probably tell it's from a trial chamber. There's going to be a trial chamber related to it somehow. The building is also really ugly, and I just never finished it. Yeah, I never finished it. But yeah, you go in here, there's a minecart here, and it takes you all the way down. And here it is. And every single one of these spawners, I put magma cubes and glass around them so it kills them. And once the entire spawner runs out, it spawns a key on top of them. So I put a hopper minecart underneath them so it can all collect in here. And what I did for this was I just drink a ominous bottle potion to get the effect so I can get ominous keys. And that is how that's not what I wanted. That's how I got this mace for Windburst 3. This thing, Windburst 3, I'd say it's the hardest achievement to get, or enchantment, just because it takes so long. And there's so much grinding that has to be done, and a lot of luck involved. Which I think I got pretty unlucky. But I also made a minecart system which goes around to every single area. Like right here, there are 2 spawners around here. In here there's 3. The sign says. I think I put signs for a lot of them. This is a big room. This one has 5. Which is cool. I did try to like make it so it goes all the way around and like activates all of them in one swoop, but I don't know why. I just didn't like it as much. There's 2 here. What does that say? 3. And then I think there's 1 more. This should have 4. Yeah, 4. And then this should go all the way back up. Whoops. Yeah, here we go. Anyway, that's that. Something I'm really proud of. And like whenever I play the world, I'm typically like low-key just like watching YouTube and playing this in the background and just seeing how far I get. So if you're ever wondering like how I like can just sit back and do all this, then that's how. I'm basically dopamine maxing. Okay, the final thing that I have in like the main area would be this building, which is basically a quartz farm. I have a bunch of clerics in here, all masters, except for these guys. Bad example. But yeah, and they all trade 1 emerald for 1 block of quartz, which gets me a stupid amount. I do want to make a raid farm, which I typically don't like raid farms, but in this case, you need a stupid amount of emeralds to get a good amount of quartz, so I think it'd be worth it for that. But yeah, I might even want to make it like a few floors, but I don't know if that'll like lag it out. That's my only concern with that. Anyway, that's the whole main area. Still need to go into the nether, but we also have a shulker farm here, which is just a shulker farm. There's not much to say about it. I'll low-key get rid of it at some point, because I have like a full chest of shulker shells that I don't need. Anyway, let's go into the nether. So the hub is the second big project in my world. And this is probably one of the best things I've ever built. Like, I've fully designed it myself. This is what it looks like. I built it first in a creative mode with world edit, and then figured out what I needed to get, farmed all the blocks for it, and built it again over here. So basically you spawn in this little like cube area. The beacons don't work, I don't know why, but I don't really care too much. You basically walk up here and you have these roads that take you to different areas. Like we got a swamp and a desert this way. And you might be wondering why I didn't spawn proof it. Basically, short answer is I did not think to. And whenever I use them, I like always run into mobs, so. I do want to go to some of the things, there's no point in going to those are pointless. We have a guardian farm over here, which I guess I can go to. It was originally an XP farm, but I ended up making it a fully AFK farm, just cause, damn. I low-key don't even know why. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I get a good amount of sea lanterns from that. It's just the farm design is just a ENX04 farm, because he makes really easy and efficient farms. Yeah, I'd recommend his stuff. So here we go. Up here is basically just an AFK platform. Well, where the drops come in. And through here is the actual farm. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if the farm actually works. I kind of feel like it doesn't. Basically, you just, with how it's supposed to work right now, you just stand here, and right in the bottom corner is the like edge of the spawning radius, so only mobs can spawn there. And it ends up spawning like a stupid amount of them with how it works. There's a couple more things I could show. I don't know if I want to show the wither skeleton farm. There's not much special about it. I guess the last thing I'll do is go over to the end before I move on to the big old tower building. Dude, I love it how the fog like switches out when I switch between biomes, and how it like does this is so cool. Anyway, over here we have a flower forest out this way, and the wither skeleton farm is like really free. It's like 1,000 blocks out, so I'm not going to waste time looking at it. There's nothing special about it, it's just wither skeletons. Alright, we got idiots here. Yeah. I originally wanted to make each of the tunnels designed like this, because I do think this looks really cool. But as I was making this is the shortest path that I have. And it took me so long, I was like, yeah, no way in hell I'm doing that. Anyway, so right here we have a concrete farm. Or sand or gravel, it does each of those too. So, again, it's an ENX04 farm, really efficient. Like, we have all the blocks that I typically use here. Now, if we go through here, typically I set my spawn when I go in here, or when I leave, it resets me, but yeah, it spawns me inside of the farm. Anyway, with this shader pack, I think the end looks so cool. Like, I think this is so sick with the clouds. Yeah, the only things I really want to go over here is I have a wither killer here, which is how I've gotten all my beacons. Basically, I just put the wither skeleton skulls up here, and then I turn it on by pressing this, and it drops some soul sand to me whenever I use it to replenish it. So yeah, under here. What? No, I didn't. Alright. Okay, under here, beneath the fog, we have the, just a basic enderman farm. This is my XP farm. It's really nice. It's gonna get really loud, by the way. Yeah, this gives me a stupid amount of XP. I'm trying to think of what the... I guess the final thing to... Oh yeah, it spawns me here. Oh right, yeah, that actually reminds me. I have a slime farm here, which I forgot about. It's another pretty basic slime farm. It's one of those ones which you dig out a slime chunk and they spawn in it, and then drop into the campfires. Some people... I'm pretty sure it's more efficient to make one of the, like, oozing potion ones, but I honestly just don't really like those. I think I like going through the process of digging out an entire area and having like a big old space for them to spawn. Which might seem kind of stupid, but I don't know, I just like it. So my base is over this way. Here we go. And I guess the final thing to show would be the tower I made. Now, I do want to mention, like, a big goal of mine for this world is to... This area I'm on is basically just like a giant, like, long island. So, you see it, like, goes all the way around with this river. It, like, goes off this way. And then you have this big old mountain here, which I'd like to make something on top of. And it all, like, goes around here. But yeah. I'm gonna sleep real quick. I do also want to... Yeah, that's what I have. Am I gonna die? I'm not. Okay. There we go. Alright, so this is the final build. It's a tower I made. It's called Ham Inc. As a tribute to a company me and my buddies made in like middle school. And I made it because there's this old server I used to play on called GTA MC, and it's based... The map for it is this like giant city map called Greenfield, which I really like. And it's also a really old map, so it had to make use of really like old blocks, which didn't give a lot of options. And I think the creators of it were so creative with how they use them, and they just made it look so good. I want to make something kind of similar to that. But and I mean, this one is just like a basic city building. It was my first one. I was intending on building more of these, like, different designs, but I probably just never did. But as you can see, we got the tower here. I planted an entire forest around there just because I thought that'd be cool. And if we go in, I used a lot of wool because that's what the server did. It's like wool everywhere, that type of thing. And up here, same deal here. I got a bunch of cubicles here, made out of wool, and even a office building. Yeah, basically, another thing, this basement is like really similar to how the how the basements on the server are, which I borderline copied, but I just wanted to, yeah, it's looking really dark in here, so I'll light it up a little bit. I need more lanterns, but yeah, it's dark as hell. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's the basement, and last up we have, I guess the last thing to show would be the parking lot. I don't know why, but I do really like this like fence design, which is just nice. You have these the lights I low-key just ripped from the server as well, but I don't know, I really like the look of it. It is my own design for the parking spaces though, even though it's literally just like lines. Alright, here's one of the skeleton horses, which I just never moved, but yeah. I forgot my ender chest. Shit.